are going to tell you the truth, because all of these people here, there's about 4 different journalists. They're doing interviews over there behind masks. Well, who's over here from the media right now that's interviewing me or listening to what I have to say? Because Canada, apparently, everybody thinks that we have all these rights, Charter of Rights and Constitution. Well, we don't have Constitution in Canada. Canada is a corporation, and what do you think Trudeau is working with China and the military? There's a reason for that. So we live in times where everything has to be questioned. So, we got to question vaccines, and now we got to question the whole masks. One of the signs that I made is masks are used in a way to silence you. So, as you know, we are silenced. Everything is censored, and it's censored for a reason, because we are the ones that are harming the big corporations, because apparently we're conspiracy theorists and we're spreading misinformation. Well, we know the truth, and there is more to it. So, we got to stand up for our freedoms. It's just a mask, turn into it's just a vaccine. And if anyone has done investigations in regards to vaccines, you know what vaccines have done, and you know what Bill Gates has done to those kids in India. And they're doing all these experiments, and at the end of the day, you're just a number behind that mask, because you are not allowed to speak, because you got to do what the government tells you to do.
You got it, girl! You have got it!
Not a chance.
Also, if you guys realize too, if you do your investigation, when you wear that mask, you're basically breathing in your own oxygen. So there's a lot of people with immunocompromised, there's a lot of people that have immunity, they have compromised systems. And you know what? Most of them are probably compromised from vaccines, because there is adverse reactions in vaccines.
Exactly.
And there is no studies done in the unvaccinated versus vaccinated. Everything is a push, and vaccine is the solution. So right now we're in the mandatory masks. Now, if you guys seen a video what happened in Montreal about the guy at Tim Hortons who refused to wear a mask, and guess what happened? The police beat him up because he refused. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I came from a communist country, and let me tell you, there's a reason why they are silencing all of us, and they're taking our freedoms away. And it's a shame that people listen to the media, because the media lies. And this is why we need the truth, and the truth are within the people. And if people think that, that we don't make a difference, we make a big difference, but it takes a big crowd to make a difference. And I think, we're here to spread awareness and to just tell people what is really going on. So you just got to do your research and maybe look up unifythepeople.ca. Maybe you'll, realize that we're here to get a constitution, and we're a sovereign, we want to be a sovereign country, not a corporation. Woo! So I won't speak anymore, but I do want to tell you that being in a communist country I'm seeing exactly the same things that are happening here. It's just, you don't really see it, but if you're ever doubting, like all these people, look, there's nobody at Cactus Club. Gee, I wonder why. All of a sudden they hit, and apparently because we are okay to hug, we're humans. Humans are essential, our freedoms are essential. They're telling us that we can't, if we're hugging, they're refusing us service. So what does that tell you?
Discrimination.
It's discrimination galore.
Fear.
Yeah. There's also kids in China that have been wearing masks at school, during their PE class, running outside, and guess what? They passed out. So people really do need to do their own research, because it's easy just to sit in front of a TV and just, sit back, and whatever the media tells you, you're never going to hear the truth. I'm telling you, you're never going to hear the truth. So I would really urge one of these people here that are from Global, if they could stand up for one of us, because just like them, going to get affected as much as we are, so that's why we are here.
Take away their salary and
right.
then come up.
And unfortunately, yeah, we all get paychecks, but you know what?
Not if you have to sell out the community.
That's right. Look out for your community. So another thing is too, wearing a mask can cause you to breathe your own CO2, which converts into acid into your bloodstream, which disrupts the body pH levels, which maybe 6 months down the road, you never know, it can cause cancer. I mean, we know that there's a lot of cures for, cancer and for everything else that's going on, and you gotta just question everything. So I think I'm done here, but I'm gonna pass over the phone to Tara. And then Tara's been a freedom fighter for as long as I've known her, and we've been doing this. We're fighting here for your rights.
It's over masks.
Fight over rights,
Oh,
and we make the decision over our health, not Bonnie Henry and Teresa Tam and the WHO.
Stay on vacation.
Investigate the WHO. Why don't you investigate old age homes and see what happens there? Nobody will tell you all that information.
Stay on vacation, Teresa.
Thank you, Monica. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Woo! All right, so hey, everybody, my name is Tara. I'm not going to rattle off a bunch of stats or figures for you today. I'm not going to pretend that I'm all-knowing or superior to people that opt to use masks. I'm here to explain my perspective and to remind my fellow Canadians that trading liberty and freedoms for the promise of safety and security will result in the loss of both, and sadly, our complacency to this loss proves we deserve neither. Thank you. Bodily autonomy must never be relinquished to any governing body, let alone unelected public health officials who have been disastrously wrong on every aspect of this pandemic since day one. Our lives and economy have been decimated by irresponsible, irrational responses made and directed by experts who clearly don't know how to do basic math. The three articles I read recently that stated that COVID could have been circulating as early as August, September, or November of 2019. We didn't lock down till March. You guys do realize that 4 months passed at least before we closed our borders, right? So how many people do you suppose traveled in and out of China to Canada or the US before that happened? Likely hundreds of thousands of people, right? Is it feasible to assume that COVID was circulating unabated in our country long before the lockdown? This means that a huge portion of our population was likely already exposed. Surprise! We didn't get overwhelmed. The curve was flattened before the outbreak was even acknowledged. What about the fact that we are 9 months into this pandemic and our leaders are only now pushing masks on everyone? How does that make any sense? They told us in the beginning that masks weren't recommended. They said it could increase the risk and spread of the infection, and now they flip-flop after we accomplished annihilating the curve of the false prediction of an overwhelmed medical system. Why now? Why after we absolutely smashed our goal of delaying the wave? Why are we pushing masks and not teaching people on how to properly wear, handle, and dispose of them properly? Do you know how many times a day I see someone touching their face while wearing a mask, not storing it properly after use, or reusing the same mask for every errand that they do? Cross-contamination is a thing, and all the general public are doing is obliviously contributing to the spread of COVID, putting themselves and others more at risk. But even that you have to question, because if viruses can live on a mask, what makes you think that your clothes are okay? Do viruses differentiate between masks and shirts or pants? Yes or no? No. Do viruses beeline for your mouth or nose? What about your eyes? What about your eyes, guys? You gonna go around covering your eyes? The virus can get through that too. All of a sudden, viruses can't infect someone through any other orifice besides your mouth and nose? Bullshit.
Bollocks.
Yeah.
But even that,
Bollocks.
even the kinds of masks people are using makes me wonder.
COVID is less than 0.3 microns in size. That is beyond tiny. That N95 masks only protect you from particles down to 0.3 microns. COVID is smaller than that. Most viruses are smaller than that. So N95s don't protect you from a virus. What do you think a cloth and a surgical mask is gonna do? That's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway, all right? That ain't gonna do shit. All right. The only thing cloth and surgical masks do is keep symptomatic people from coughing and sneezing everywhere. And logically, if someone is that freaking sick, they shouldn't be out. Their ass should be at home on the couch, taking vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc, like the CDC suggested. And that was only after they only pushed that idea that you can't, after they pushed the idea that you can't boost your immune system with vitamins, just like our public health has said and continues to say. They're fucking lying. They're lying to you people. Vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc, and taking care of your health will make sure that you do not get sick. I will, just give me a moment. All masks are doing is bringing out the ugly side of people. Neighbors attacking neighbors, people getting arrested, shamed, hell, even shot and killed over a purely symbolic practice that does nothing but signal society's great virtue that nobody ever gave a shit about for any other virus in history.
Yeah! Well said!
Wake up and smell the bullshit, people. This isn't about a virus. This is about seeing who is obedient and who isn't.
Yeah.
Divide and conquer. So long as we are squabbling over people not sporting masks, we lose sight of who should really be on the receiving end of society's anger. Our frickin' leaders. Trudeau, Bonnie Henry, John Horgan. Those people. Our governor generals writing order in councils without democratic process. Those are the people we need to be angry at. I always have and always will believe and support a person's right to choose what is best for themselves and their families. No pressure. No one sees me attacking and belittling others for wearing masks, despite how stupid I think it is, right? You would think that us adults would be able to understand that force and coercive tactics are never okay.
Yeah!
No man or woman has moral authority over another person's free will. That is not freedom.
I was born free!
Men and women died for us to have the privileges and freedoms we used to have. They would be rolling over in their graves to see what the masses are doing today. Fear is the enemy. Fear is what drives this. But I stand here today telling you that I am not afraid. I will shine my light and extend love and compassion to every one of my fellow humans, mask or not. I know you're scared. Don't be. We are strong. We aren't walking vessels of disease. We need human connection. We need to hug and shake hands. We need to come from a place of love every time we put ourselves out there. Stop the hate, stop the fear, push the love, be brave, love and light.
Right on.
She's our MC, hold on one second.
That was an awesome speech, Tara. Thank you for your truth, your love, your passion, your awareness, and everything else. And that's what we're doing here. We're spreading love and awareness. And you know what? We love people. We care about other people's kids. We care about you. You matter. You are essential. Freedom is essential as well. So now next speaker will be our beautiful Susan. She's also a human rights fighter. And here she is.
Okay, thank you everybody. And thank you for coming, right? Thank you all for coming, especially if you've come out from the valley. Can we please give a round of applause to Ryan and his team? I told this to Ryan on the march. I think that he is our best leader in British Columbia. Absolutely, right? He's got it all. He's got the team, he's got the social media, he's got the passion. I will follow Ryan wherever he's going. Okay, I don't quite have the fire and the fury that the previous two speakers do. I tend to talk about things like policy and the financial aspect of what is going on. So I'm going to read you a news story that came out Friday from CBS, and then I'm going to go over a couple of things. So I'll speak for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then Mike, who leads the Sunday marches in Vancouver, is going to announce next Sunday's march. Also, please, if you want to buy a drink from Benny, he's over there. They're amazing. I think he calls them sex drinks, by the way.
Right on.
Yeah, he doesn't put it on the label, but I always buy 2, and they're really good. It's got a few more left if you guys want to support.